is kind of a mess, but that's okay. All right, so now we're gonna go live. Oops. So I'm gonna use my featherweight. Last week it was giving me so much hassle. I didn't have any I didn't have any issues sewing the curtains together at the cabin. So let's hope. Oh, I didn't make a bobbin, but that's okay. Let's hope that we don't have any issues today. So there's my second block of the block 10. Sorry, the block 9. I have to still sew it together. I'll just leave it and do it later. I think that'll just be easier for my well-being. I think it'll be better. So we're going to. Okay. While I was sitting there, I was thinking, oh my gosh, this isn't going to work. We're not going to have our live. We're going to miss out because I can't do a live without any power and no internet access. Anyways, we are going to work on this. You can sew along. You can just listen. You can do this while you're doing your dishes. There's lots going on in my life. Very busy. September is always super busy at the studio because it's our annual sewing retreat, and this year we have a special gala. I don't know that we would ever do another gala. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and just trying to sell tickets is like insane. So, that's a lot of work. But let's take some time to just breathe, to just relax and enjoy the process of sewing. And I think that coming together as a community and working on things is really, really important because sometimes if you don't go to work, when I was a stay-at-home mom, you didn't always see people. There was days, weeks went by, and I didn't see anybody who didn't live in my house because we didn't go anywhere, or because the kids were sick, or they were tired, or I was tired, or the weather was bad, different things. And it can be kind of isolating. And this is a great way to be a community without having to get dressed. You could be sitting there in your pajamas, in your super comfy clothes, and it doesn't matter. I'm in pretty comfy clothes. I mean, I don't look the best. I have earrings in because I have with the local chamber, and I just didn't take them out yet. And but I'm not wearing what I was wearing earlier. I'm a little bit more comfy. So and then this is just sewing. And last week was a little bit different because I had lots of issues with my machine. It just wasn't working. It was frustrating, and I just left it. I just said, you know what? This is how it is. And that's what happens sometimes. Is we have all the intentions of making whatever and showing it off, and it doesn't work out, and that's okay. I have a pile of patterns laying around that I need to sew together. I'm behind on some of them, like Block X came out today. I haven't sewn it. A Quilty Life block of the month came out Monday. Still haven't sewn that. But that's okay. I have a month. I'm not going to stress about it. I'll get it sewn. I have this quilt over here to sew together. You think it might be small? Yes, it is a little small, but it is going together. I'm just gonna. Sorry, I'm getting right in your face. I apologize. My screen here. Okay, but it's gonna go together. It's half of the quilt that we're raffling off at the gala and sewing retreats. A little bit of both. We're gonna draw the winner at the sewing retreat. Okay, or at the gala. So this is block 10. Again, we're doing the Flower Farm Sampler. I hope you're enjoying this. I am having so much fun. And part of me just wants to go and sew all the block. But we did say that we were sewing it Wednesdays. Maybe I'll do an extra day. Just because, well, I really would like to get it done. I want to see what it looks like. I'm getting anxious now. So let me know if I throw in an extra block, like an extra day, maybe once or twice. I don't know if I have time to do that though. But just let me know if that's something. If you're like, no, do not throw in an extra day. I can't handle it. Just let me know. Just message me. If you're sewing along and you're like, no, please don't. If you don't mind, it's always on YouTube. You can go check it out. You don't have to sew when I'm sewing. You can just watch. That's fine too. Okay, so we are making the Star Jasmine is what it's called, and it's these blocks here. Now I'm not using the fabric that's in the pattern. I'm using Tulip Pink. I'm using Roar as my main fabrics. Roar collection. I had bought a whole yard bundle of Roar fabric, which was a little. We won't even go into how much that costs. I can do extra days. Perfect, Laura. Thank you. I'm not sure if I'm going to, but we'll see. Because there's a lot of blocks still to make, and some of them you have to make like 10 of them. So we'll see. But I definitely will let you know. Time though. I'm also using some of her solids. So you can see here, I have some solids here, some of her solids, and then I have a mixture of some fat quarters and fat eighths that I'm also using. So I was planning to just use Roar. Then some of the colors, I wanted to change it up or mix it up with the patterns and try some different things. So I'm getting a little experimental in my choices of fabrics. So just feel free to do whatever. When I made she also designed the Barn Star sampler, and I did the same thing there. I thought I had a plan, and then I just kind of went all over the place. I'm good with whatever you decide. Thank you. I'm thinking about it, but we'll see. I should be good for the whole month of September to have a class. I have to change my calendar. It's not right. Okay. I have to change my calendar to September. You can tell I haven't been in here in a while. September. The 24th, I should be good to have a class. They've changed some of my things. October 1st, it's right after the sewing retreat, but I should be good to come on because we get the rest of the week off. I should be good. Should be good. I should be good. I'll let you know. But maybe then we'll do a couple extra days. Okay, but I should be good to do all of them. All right. So I have all my fabrics cut. Now, the one thing, I hadn't cut these till this afternoon. So I cut them after I picked up the kids. I said, go watch TV, play your Switch. We had power at that time. So I go cut my fabric, which is good because if I didn't cut it right away, I wouldn't be able to cut it. Okay. So we're gonna make block 10 Star Jasmine. You have to make 3 of them, and they are unfinished at 8.5 by 8.5. So you're gonna do all of the same things 3 times. They recommend just cutting them out, all the same fabrics. I, of course, changed up a little bit. Oh my God, how small are the squares on the left of this long diagonal wall? How small are the squares? Those squares? Those aren't small. How long? Oh, those squares. Those are 1.5-inch squares. There's postage stamp quilts. I think, yeah, those are 1.5. But I cut those like when my son was a baby. He's 20 now. It took me a long time to put together. Yeah. But I'm trying another one. 1.5-inch squares. I'm gonna try something with that. I'm just trying to throw in one piece of 1.5-inch square from every piece of fabric I use starting in August to the end of the year. We'll see how it goes. I made a quilt for my camper that was 2.5-inch squares, and I used 2,250 because I'm a little crazy. But it's a beautiful quilt, and it is warm, and I had so much fun camping. Oh my gosh, I have so much to tell you. But let's get started. So this is a little simpler. Oh, thank you. Join my fan club, it says. So join. What was I gonna say? This is a little simpler block to put together. There's a lot of just rectangles. So what we're gonna make is we're gonna make a corner unit, then we're gonna make some squares in a square, and that's basically it. I don't think that's a square and a rectangle. No, that's a square and a rectangle unit, number 2. And then number 3 is a square and a square. Okay, so we can do this. So I have all of my pieces cut. I know hello again. Hello. All right. So here are my pieces for my block. So this is for one block. Here's all of my lovely pieces. These are just extra little alphabetties that I just kind of keep on the tray because from different blocks to different blocks, you need different letters, and I just don't want to put them away all the time and then have to pull them out. So those are my pieces. So that's the one. Now we have to make 3 of the same block. So that's one block. Now these don't have alphabets on it, but if you notice, all of the pieces are in the same order. This is my second block. And then this is my third block. And there's the solids are a Tula Pink solid, and then everything else is from Roar. Yes, yes, everything else is from Roar. And this is just an extra tray that I don't need right here. So let's start. So what you're going to do is when you cut it up, it does tell you to cut like 36. But that's for all three. So then if you want to do what I did and make each one different color, you just divide the total number of pieces that size by 3. So if it's 36 divided by 3, that's 12 pieces per block. We use quilting pins, beads, and something backs to make markers. There you go. Oh, earring backs. So that's cool. There we go. Encourage more viewers to share. So don't forget to share the live, to like, to follow if you haven't already started following me, because I come live randomly, except on Wednesdays at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, provided that everything works out. And I just appreciate all of you coming on. So today I'm using my featherweight because my machine is it's finished. It's all ready to go. I'm going to go pick it up tomorrow morning. It's ready to go. I'm so excited to have it back. I miss it. I do kind of like the speed of the other one and some of the fun features. So I'm excited to get Helen back. Armand is going to sew with us tonight. Hopefully we have no issues. Come on, Armand. We already had a little conversation. She's going to sew nice today. So let's hope that she does. Thank you for all of the likes. All right, let's get sewing. So the first thing we're going to do is you're going to take your E fabrics and you're going to make 4 of these, right? Oh, 12. Well, 12. I'm going to make 4 first. 4 for each block, 12 total. You can decide how you want to do that. Okay. So this fabric here is my background fabric. Okay. It's my choice of background fabric. And we're going to sew these together. So I'm going to sew my square. I'm going to make 1 block. We'll see how well the machine is behaving and what time it is. I may make some of these later. We'll see. Cat's here with the little ones. So everything's sewn at 1/4 inch. Seam allowance. I am not worried about the direction that my fabric is going. There's no hasp or triangles in this one. And there's no, Missy, there's no candy cane blocked in this one. So very exciting. Very, very exciting. So we had a couple people on YouTube, but just remember this is on YouTube as well. And I don't edit them. So if I make a mistake on the live, it stays. And I'm going in and I just don't have an issue. This is a bonus block. I'm just sewing the bonus block because I can. I can. Okay, so now I'm gonna cut these. Oh, I have my purple things on there. Okay. I'm cutting apart. I love to chain piece. So if you're watching me for the first time, does it say which way to press? Yes, press towards your C fabric. Press towards C. Okay. All right. So I hope you had a good long weekend. My voice is I know that we did. We had a great long weekend. We took off and had so much fun camping. Oh my gosh. We are going to have a great my little long I don't know where it ended up. We're going to have such a great time next year with our little camper. We're pretty excited. Yes, it was great. I had 3 kids, 3 cats, and 1 dog. But it was good. It was really good. No issues. Okay, so now I'm going to sew my long E piece. E to my 2 pieces I sewed together, and then I'll square it. I hope I didn't cut anything wrong. But there was a lot of 3/4 and 1/4. So I may have an issue. Okay. So we are stitching this down. So stitching down 1/4 inch. I'm just taking my little piece here and taking my other piece and folding it over and sewing it together. I'm not worried about direction of fabric or anything. So I am sewing one block at a time of the block 10. We have to sew 3 total, but to keep it simple, I'm gonna sew one at a time. The next, maybe when I make the other 2, I'll sew them at the same time. So in the instructions, if you have the book, and you wouldn't have the instructions, you didn't have the book, it says to make 12 of these. That's for all 3 blocks. So I'm only making 4, but I'm only making 1 block. Okay. Bonus block coming through. I could sew a little bit while I was at the camper. So this, Armand fits well there. She has a place. I made 3 curtains for some windows in the bunk room of the camper. And that was fun. And the kids thanked me for doing that. Because they didn't really, well, 2 windows didn't even have anything on them. There's no privacy. It's just have little, like, the valances or, yeah, like little fancy things at the top, but they didn't actually have a curtain that covered the window. And I didn't like that, just being open. So they are quite happy. And I made one, they're all made out of marble fabric. One was just like, it almost looked like a comic book strip. And then another Wallace's was made out of Captain America and Spider-Man, and Pence was just Spider-Man. The window that to the fabric he picked. And then the other one, because it's where the bunk bed can flip up, that window, and didn't have a curtain rod. So I was like, oh, I don't know if we can have a curtain rod because the bunk bed flips up. So who knows? But nobody wants to flip up. Okay, so how big are these supposed to be? They are supposed to be, they're not even like a half size. Okay. So I'm gonna bring my design board out of the way. Okay, so we are to bring new quilter here, and I have never sewn suggestions on beginning machine good for quilting projects. So there are lots of machines out there. Think of cars. There's lots of makers, lots of models. Everyone has their opinion on what you should get. Like some people are like, don't buy a Chevy, don't buy a Ford, I have a Mazda, I had a Honda, I've had a Chevy, I've had a Dodge. We had a Plymouth, which I don't even think they make Plymouths anymore. Yeah. So get what will work for what you want to do. I always suggest go to your local quilt shop. Don't go to a big box store and buy a machine because they're just selling you a machine. There's no service with it or anything like that. So I always suggest that you go to your local quilt shop and buy. Now, if you have a couple of local quilt shops, then you're even better off because then you can get you have a variety of machines that you can access. So go to your local quilt shop, see what they have. There's my little block, and test it out. They'll let you. They should let you test it out. If they don't, then I would find a different shop. So they should let you test it out, or they should have some up on display. My caution is get something that can get serviced and they can honor the warranty. Because nothing is worse than having your machine break down and no one can service it. No one can help you. So when I bought, not this machine, but when I have a friend who can service this, so that's awesome. When I bought my Helen, which is a Husqvarna, that's what my local-ish shop, she's an hour away. That's what she sells. And so she can honor the warranty, she can clean it, she can help me maintain it, she can give me pointers and tips on how things are supposed to run. And that works for me. So I always encourage everyone, buy a machine that you can get training on, you can get service. Now you can go to a quilt show and talk to all of the vendors and pick a thing there. But you still have to go somewhere to get it cleaned, get it serviced. Some shops won't service a machine they didn't sell you, and some shops will not service a machine that is not the brand that they sell. So keep that in mind. That's my biggest suggestion. Now, for all the bells and whistles, what are you going to do with it? Are you just going to do piecing like this? Or are you going to, we're going to take our B fabrics, or are you going to quilt on it? Because then you need to make sure you have a big enough throat size for the quilts that you want to make. How big are the quilts that you want to make? How many quilts do you think you're going to make in a year? Those are the kind of things you need to ask yourself. Okay, so we're going to take our B fabrics. We're going to make, this is a rectangle. So we're going to put G's at the top and A's at the bottom. Okay. So there's my A's. There's my G's. I hope that helps you out. That's what I say to everyone. I have tried many different machines. I've tried Singers. I've tried Kenmore. I've tried, I have a Husqvarna. I've tried Brothers. I've tried, well, what else have I tried? I'm going to do all four of them the exact same way. I'm trying to think of what else. We have some couple other funky ones at the studio, some older ones. Yeah, just get what you're comfortable with. And then you get comfortable with that and set your budget and know what are things that you can live without. Do you really need the 6,000 stitches that it comes with? Do you really need that? No. I don't know. Do you? I was looking at a machine. So before I bought the other one that I have, the Husqvarna Brilliance, it's kind of a mid-range machine. It was 3,500, I think. And when I bought that in 2020? No, 2019, just before the pandemic, I bought it. And yeah, so, but I mean, there's $20,000 machines, there's $25,000 machines, and they're not even long arms. They're basic machines. So just know what you want and what you plan to do with it, because you can get embroidery machines. It's endless. So don't want a machine. If you're just starting out in quilting and you plan to send your quilts to a, you can just start out with, we have some nice machines at the studio that are about, I think they were $800, $700, something like that. We got them on a discount because we bought a bunch. Yeah, they were under $1,000. But have a budget and know what do you want? You need a bobbin reminder? Something to tell you that your bobbin is running out? Do you need the machine to, I don't know, whatever. You decide what things are important. I bought an extra machine for the studio. I didn't buy one as fancy as mine. I bought one that was about 2,200. I wanted to be able to free motion quilt with it before we got the long arms. And I wanted to have a bobbin. I wanted to let me know when my bobbin was running out. I bought my nice Husqvarna Sapphire 18. It has all the basic stitches needed, needle up and down. There you go. And I think our machines, we have 10 of them. They're all Sapphire, I believe. So that's super, super cool. Hello? Oh, I thought someone was on the stairs. Okay. So we're just sewing. I have a couple of bonus blocks over here. Because we're not making any half square triangles today, I won't have any bonus blocks. Yeah. I'm doing some stitch and flip corners here, but Jojo? Jojo? Her dog on it. Oopsie doopsies on the floor. She's been doing much better. She's not completely trained, but she's doing much better. Okay. So we're doing this square and a rectangle thing. Now these I won't keep because they're too small, I find, for me. These are too small. Josie, your dog had an accident. Go clean it up, please. I don't know, go ask Bubs. No, she just peed. Go clean it up. It's only her second time peeing today on the floor. One time she peed because it was raining. It's not raining anymore. Go. No, my floor is getting stinky by the minute. Okay, so now let's go. Oh, I got one more, and then we'll press them. So I sew opposite corners, then I trim, then I press. You can draw the line and stitch on the line or right next to the line, so it's a little bit of a slant. Josie, Colette, Jenye. Yeah, right. Well, that's not important to clean up dog mess. Mm-hmm. Sure. She's great. Okay. So now, one thing I don't do is I don't trim all this up. I trim at the end. I follow everyone on the list. Oh, cool. I followed everyone on the list. Huh. Not sure what all that was. I missed some comments in there, I think. But thank you for following, for liking, and for sharing. That really helps me out. I love to share not just what I'm working on, what I'm sewing, but I also love to share about the organization that I work for. And not just because I found it. I just really believe in the work that we're doing, and it's very meaningful. And I'm not just saying, I received a call this morning from a survivor, and she just went on and on about how great our work is, how grateful she is for us. Oh, I think I've got too many of those. What is that? Yeah, I think I did. I think that's the one I cut you on. No, G is 8. Where's the other G's though? I guess I just cut you in. Anyways. I cut too many because I'm done. I think I cut too many of these, just a few too many. I must have miscounted or something. But she was talking about how wonderful it is that we make quilts. So quilts for survivors, makes quilts for survivors in residential school, day school, 60 scoop, the millennial scoop, and any other systematic trauma that Indigenous people have suffered simply because we're Indigenous, not for any other reason. And she was talking about how helpful it was and how there's not really a lot of support out there for people like her. And she was very grateful, and she's excited to get her quilt. Okay, so I'm doing the last corner here on these square. Oh, this cannot be the start of this. I don't want this. Don't start breaking now. It's happened a lot last time. So she's very great, very excited. And I hear that a lot because I'm the one who a lot of the survivors talk to. And because I'm the face that they see when I do my lives on about, donations and what we're up to. And we made it last week. I don't know if any of you follow us on Facebook. We have a group and a page. On the group is where I do all my lives. And we did, okay, there we go. We had a goal last week in our personal studio space, but not including what volunteers are doing elsewhere. But I wanted to get, before September, I wanted to get to 7,700 quilts shipped Now we have lots of quilts in the works, but I really wanted to get to 7,700 quilts shipped out. And ah, come on. And we made it. We actually surpassed it. So I did a call out to all of our local volunteers. We have about 30 people. Now, not everyone can come in because people have jobs and families, and some people were on vacation or whatever. Anyways, I did a call out, asked people to come in, and we were long arming and binding. As soon as they came off the long arm, people were like binding the quilts and really working towards that goal. And then we surpassed it by 5. So that was absolutely just unbelievable. And the neat thing was that some of our local volunteers who still at home don't always have time to come in, so they're working on things at home. I didn't need to get a new chair. Brought in quilts. There were, brought in quilts that were quilted and bound. Some of them just needed a label. Some of them, the binding was almost done. So it was great. So that's how we surpassed my original little goal of, I think I'm doing this right. Uh-oh, did I do it wrong? Shoot, I think I did this wrong. Because it's supposed to be 3. Yeah, I did it. I put it on the wrong side. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, I think I did. 3 by. Yeah, I did these wrong. Shoot, I gotta take these off. I did all of these. Okay. On the wrong side. Where's my no, this one's okay. I think this one's okay. Yeah, that one's okay. This one's wrong. This one I put it on the wrong side. I'm gonna take it off. Because it's a rectangle, I gotta make sure that I have my rectangle going long, not wide, long. Otherwise it's not gonna work. Okay, so I'm just gonna take off and stitch it. I'll check the other 2 and see if they're okay. Hopefully they're okay. Otherwise I have to rip off both pieces, but I would have stuck it on the wrong side. Let's see. That one is correct now. This one is correct. I mean, it's not the end of the world if it isn't. Is this one correct? This should be. Yeah, that one's right. Okay. So that one's right. That one, this one is right. That one is right. Sorry, I'm just going to check. That one is right. Okay. So this one, I just got to. I think I got. No, I don't think I messed up as poorly as I thought. Okay. Let's stitch this one down now. So going corner to corner. Not right in the corner, but close to the corner. Now this one, is this one right? Or is something that's wrong? I gotta make sure. That one's right. I think I got them. It was just one that I was messing up on. Yep. And I'm just gonna double check this one. Yeah. And that one I'll double check. Triple check. Okay. I think we're okay. So just lining it up in the corner. Oops. And stitching down 1/4 of an inch. Or not a quarter. Not a 1/4 of an inch. Stitching it down. This is why I'm just. I don't know why this keeps. There's no reason for it to break. It's just being a jerk. This is why we're only making one block in case I ran into problems. Now next week I will have my baby back I shall get her back tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will be coming live tomorrow, sewing up a storm. I think I'm gonna try to get um this quilt sewn. This quilt sewn so that I can long my I'm just going to thread high. Go. Thread my needle. So I've been on a very personal note, I have been having some issues with my health. Nothing serious. I know I'm overweight. That's not a secret. Anyone who looks at me can see that I'm overweight. Um, I don't have diabetes or high blood pressure. I never have. And but I went to the doctors because I'm premenopausal, definitely. Definitely know that I have that. And I'm just gonna sew a scrap here. I don't want it to break. And I just wanted to go and get checked out, make sure I'm okay. And I've been having trouble, sleeping or staying asleep. I fall asleep okay. I just have trouble staying asleep and just some other, you know, middle age things that are I was thinking feeling of did I just do that wrong? Yes, definitely. Um anyways, um so I've been doing some routine in some most cases blood work. I got my eyes checked. It was time to get my eyes checked anyways. I'm gonna get new glasses. My prescription only changed slightly. And there was some concerns about my eyes. So I had to go get an MRI this morning. I never had an MRI before. I didn't know what to expect. And I got in there and she's like, "Are you claustrophobic?" I'm like, "Yeah, but more so like I am. I know I am. I don't like small, tight spaces. I don't like being confined. I like to be able to spread out. But even, when I'm sewing, don't just confine me to one table. That's crazy. Let me use everything." And anyways, it was a little bit, I didn't realize how claustrophobic it would feel. And the lady said most people don't realize how those are so loud and bright, tight. Yes. Oh my God, you can't move. And being a larger person, you really can't move. I didn't like it. But she went to put this thing on my head, this mask thing, and I couldn't take it. I was like, "Oh my God." And she's like, "You can come back. You can try it again." Like, let's just get it over with. I just want to get over with. This is crazy. And so she helped me relax a little bit. And then when we were talking about sewing and quilting, and she said she'd love to come and learn to sew. She doesn't know anything about it. So we're talking about that, and that helped me relax. So I told her, if we talk about sewing and quilting, I will relax. But that's what relaxes me. So I did. And then I said, she said, "Are you okay? Are you ready to begin?" And I said, they put this thing on. And your head's in this thing, and you have to keep your arms really tight. And I have big shoulders, so it's squishy. Anyways, she goes, um, oh, this has to be 3 by 3. Okay. Um, I said, just put it on. I'm just going to close my eyes. You're going to put it on. We're going to go back. I'm not going to open my eyes until it's over. And I didn't. But then, you're lying there and you've been lying there for about 15 minutes and you're like, my nose is itchy. My forehead's getting itchy. I was like, oh my gosh. But it turned out to be okay. I survived. I survived. So, and then I had blood work done today, which took forever, even though I had an appointment. Just took forever. It was really slow. They apologized because they didn't have my information. It wasn't their fault. It was very slow. But man, she took like 6 tubes of blood. I don't know what there. She said she wanted to check something with the thyroid and then just lots of routine blood work. Because she says, you haven't had routine blood work since, pre-COVID. And I've never really had a lot of blood work outside of pregnancy, to be honest. That's usually when I go into the doctor's. Is when I'm, oh, why are you here? Well, I'm pregnant. So I'm cutting this right, am I not? Yes. Okay, yes. Better. I've been trimming these and I'm like, oh, I better. These are going really well, actually. So that's all done. Happy about that. Okay, there. Now, they're not perfect, but they're cute. I had to get blood work yesterday and it was a runaround. Oh, yes. I get 6 tubes minimum every 3 months. Sometimes it's 11. Holy moly. It's crazy. It's really pretty, though. That's crazy. 11. I was like, I wonder how many they can take. Like, what's the max they can take out at one time? I don't know. Now, these are, oh, these are not the right blocks. No. Hey, I don't think I cut enough A blocks. Okay, so I don't have enough. Oh, I do. Awesome. I want these. I found them. Okay. So now we made this square, rectangle and a square and a rectangle. Okay. It's a little bigger, a little weird shape, but we've made those before in this. And in the book, she has all of the instructions on how to make all of these little pieces in the book. So you go, and these are just stitch and flip corners. So now we're going to do a square and a square. And we're just going to use all the same color on all the sides. So let's do that. Again, you have to make 3 of these blocks. I am making 1. I will make the other ones. I saw it hung my clock back up. It fell down and I couldn't get it back up. I tried and couldn't get it. Excuse me. I have to get the kids ready for bed and guess now they're back in school. So going forward, if my kids are with me, because some of you may recall that we have shared custody with your father, or joint custody. I have them twice as much as he does. So he has them for 5 days, I have them for 10. It's just the way it works. It has nothing to do with nothing other than that's his work schedule at this time. Which is, it is what it is. It hasn't changed the whole time we've been separated, so okay. I'm pretty sure we're good to go. Now you're gonna cut these off. I'm not gonna keep it too small. Again, the stitch and flip square is in the front of the book, page 10, I think. 10. So this is always a lot of fun. These are a lot of fun. Now you can draw the line from corner to corner and stitch just to the left of that line, to the right of that line if you want. You got to find the way that works for how you sew. Sometimes if you stitch right on that line, it doesn't quite cover to the corner. Okay, so when you make these blocks, it does tell you, the cutting instructions are for all 3 blocks. If you're not making 3 blocks, you just have to divide it by how many total blocks you need. Okay, and you can do opposite corners because they don't intersect. You can't do side by side because you need to trim and press first. Okay. So let's look again. And then I switch down. It's so perfect. I'm loving it. Okay, now we're gonna show this. There we go. This is so awesome. Okay, we are almost done our block. So a lot of quilting blocks. There is units. You make little units, you sew those units together, and then you get a block. And a lot of the units are similar, like a square and a square, sewing, some rectangles and some squares together, that type. Tammy, thanks, but you get used to it and oh, there you go. People are having conversations, which is great. Great place to share. All right, so there's my square and a square. We're going to square it up now because we need it to be that set size, which is blah, blah, blah. I can't tell you. You have to get the book. All I know is that I can trim it to what I need it to be. Okay. Okay, so that is awesome. I love the colors. That's really cute. Isn't that cute? Look at those fun colors. So now this comes to an 8.5-inch block unfinished. I like to speak unfinished. I don't care what size it's supposed to be when it's in a, huh? Okay, thanks. Uh-huh.
And I made him thicker gravy or probably.
Oh, nice. You're gonna drop it off? Oh, ever sweet. Thank you. Okay, so now I'm gonna lay this out. I'm only gonna make one block tonight. I will come back and sew the other ones together at some point. Not tonight. Just it got a little crazy and life is just too busy for me right now. And I gotta get those little guys to bed because now they're in school. Wilson's in grade 5. Joe's in grade 3. These are the last two, man. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. That actually looks really cool. So these are solids, Tula Pink solids, and these are from Roar. These are Roar fabric. So there is dinosaurs, parts of dinosaurs anyways. There's a dinosaur head in there. I wonder, I should put on the other side. Not that it matters. But I'm gonna make sure it's going the right way. There. So that one got the head right in there. Wow, is that cool? Super cute block. Thank you. So now, with a lot of block instructions, it either becomes a 4-patch or a 9-patch. This is a 9-patch. I always sew starting here and just sew over. I always sew lace. It's just the way I sew. And then I'm going to sew to the right of that intersection. I don't lose my points. Yes, little. No, I think wait, sweetheart. I'm a little bit late. Tomorrow, love. And then the other two. I hope you're enjoying your blocks, or at least enjoying chatting and talking and having a good. I know I'm having a great time. Who? Who? Dad? I don't know what you're saying. What about your daddy? Yes. When?
In the morning.
What do you mean in the morning?
No, I did this one.
Not tomorrow, Monday.
The Monday.
He'll be here. Don't worry about it. He's done work on Monday. He's gonna drive and come and see you. Don't you worry.
Oh, my scissors.
What happens?
Mom.
Huh?
Find the scissors.
Okay, good. Put them in your backpack. He wants them for school.
I don't know.
What? You can start by putting on your pajamas.
Wow.
Because it's late, it's getting late.
Then what?
Then you can go to bed.
No,
Then you can do something else. Play with your toys.
I'm only done for the whole court.
Play with your puppy.
Yeah, it's okay.
Clean your room.
Mm,
Read a book.
yeah.
Go color. I don't know. Find something to do. It's not my job to find things for you to do. I don't know. I just gave you like a bunch of suggestions and you said no, no, no to all. But you can still put on your pajamas. That's what you can do first. Nope. You're already playing today. No more electronic. That's their answer to everything.
What?
Just let me play my electronics. No electronics. I try to be strict with electronics. If I'm not careful, that's all some of them will do, right? Okay, so now it does give pressing instructions. So these ones go out, these ones go in. These aren't really going in, so I'm going to press them in. I don't really know which way to go. The other ones are just laying open, so it's fine. Okay. So I did, I had mentioned that I'd done some sewing up at the camper. I will have to do really small projects when I'm up there or work on littler things. It's kind of the space. The space is very limited. Obviously, it's a camper. And I don't know that I'd want to bring my machine outside necessarily. I could, definitely. And I was telling someone today that I had bought, she asked, how's your summer? How are things going? And so we're going great. Things are going well. I mean, we could always use more money for the studio. And, it'd be nice to get some of these grants that I've been applying for. And then I said, but we did buy a camper. We did, and I ended up living with Pants me and one of my sons. And she was, oh, that's great. That's awesome. And she said, you get away from all of this. Like, this, the everyday life, running an organization is a lot of work. It's a lot of brain work. And she said, you get a little break. And I said, well, I said, I do have a sewing machine in for my camper. And the plan is to just leave it up there for the season when I brought it back because I knew that my other machine wouldn't be ready till sometime this week. And then we'll get it tomorrow. So I'll be happy. I'll be a happy sewer tomorrow night. So I'm almost on my block. Definitely the fastest one of these so longs we've had. You don't want to chance it, and I do want to get those little guys, get them organized for their bedtime. Okay. I'm gonna grab my little bonus block here. I'm just gonna grab this scrap here. Oops, and I'm just gonna sew this just so I don't have to cut my thread. I don't really enjoy cutting my thread and starting over. So my block is done. I have all my pieces down. Again, you have to make 3 of these for the sampler quilt pattern. And I'm making 1 right now. And then I'm gonna make the other 2 later. I'm gonna sew them later, probably on Helen and not on Armand. Not because there's anything wrong with her. I can sew faster and don't know. I'll probably just do that. It has nothing to do with the machine itself. I like to sew fast. We have this industrial machine at the studio. Oh my lord, does that thing ever sew fast? And I love it. It is awesome for binding. It's a little fast for piecing, although you can do it because I've done it, but it is a little fast. Okay, so now I just have to trim this up. I don't know why there's this food in this thing. Where's the food? And does it want to go away? Guess it's just the way it was. Sewn together. Okay, so let me show you my block again, 8.5 inches, unfinished. It actually turned out super cute. It's a little busy. I could have used maybe a darker color there, but I think it's really, really cute and fun. So I'm excited to see what the other ones will look like. I have these colors. This color and this color might be too similar. I might have to change that one out. But this one, the star legs will definitely pop because it's super dark. So those are the other two colorways that I'm going to sew together. Again, this is block 10, Star Jasmine of the Sew Along, block 10 of the Flower Farm Sampler Quilt. I will sew the other ones together. I won't be doing that tonight. I'm very tired. And I have, kids to get ready for bed because there's school tomorrow. Or usually, you just kind of leave them up. And I'm just so excited. And my sewing room is a mess because I had to put laundry away in order to cut my fabric. And then it's just kind of chaotic in here a little bit. Not that that means anything. Just have a lot going on. And yeah. So I'm really pleased with this block. I think it turned out great. Can't wait to make some more. It's going to be so much fun. But for now, that's how you construct the block 10. Next Wednesday, I'm going to go next Wednesday because I have to get this quilt together before I can do any extra classes, unfortunately. We'll be making Morning Glory, block 11. And again, it's the same. 3 blocks at 8.5 inches unfinished. And it's this one looks a little easier because you make 4 units, you sew them together, and then you get your blocks. Again, 3 blocks. And that is these blocks here, right down there. I have to pick my colors, and that'll be fun. And then block 12 again is an 8.5. Oh, that one is similar to what we did today, construction-wise. Block 13 was just a star. It's like an 8-point star. A very fun block as well. And then 14 is 8x8. So we will get, that's like a Friendship Star Bellflower. So that is what we've done tonight. Thank you for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. I am glad to be home. I'm glad to be back. I am glad to be live. It's hard to go live where the camper is because the internet's so sketchy. But I was talking to my cousin and she gave me some suggestions on what I can do to boost my internet while I'm out there. She says, if you're planning to work out here, you can't rely on their internet. It's not reliable enough. You have to get your own. And so she told me how to get that. So I'll be able to do lives while I'm there and work. I'll be able to work while I'm up there next summer. So I'm really excited. So we have one more trip planned. I'd love to go out this weekend, but we have an open house on Saturday and it's just not going to work out. But I would love to go there this weekend. It's such a good time. But we will go out before Thanksgiving. Well, at least me and Ken will, and we'll close up the camper for this season. It's bittersweet because it took so long to get it, but we'll be all ready to go for May Run, long weekend in May. We'll be heading out and super excited. I don't care if there's 5 feet of snow and I have to dig my way to my camper. I'm going to the camper. And I'm really excited. Hi, Princess. Aw. So Bunny came to say goodnight. She's getting big. She gets fixed next month after Thanksgiving. I was going to get her fixed sooner, but I thought, no, we're just really busy this month, and I didn't want her to get neglected because, anything to happen because we were so busy and we couldn't, maybe miss something after her surgery of getting fixed. So hopefully she doesn't go into heat. Hopefully nothing happens to her, and then we'll get her fixed and she'll be okay. because they recommended 6 to 8 months or 9 months or something for small dogs. So she just turned 6 months. So I think waiting 2 will be good for her. And then she won't be all so, potentially sore or anything will happen. It's very busy this next little bit. So we're excited. If you haven't purchased your ticket for our sewing retreat, you get a virtual ticket. I believe it's $5. You can check that out on Eventbrite. Quilts for Survivors. Go on Eventbrite. I think it's .ca and go on there and check it out. And you can get that. And what are you working on? We sewed block 10, one of the 3 blocks, block 10 of the Flower Farm sampler. That's what we were working on. I have 2 more to sew together. They're all cut out. I just have to go and get my kids ready for bed and all those, all those things that moms have to do. So I'm gonna go do that. And yeah, just have a good time. Have a good rest of the evening, everyone. Rest up. Enjoy the day. We had a little bit of setbacks here because the power went out and I almost forgot I had a lunch meeting and just the craziness of everything, but it'll be good. All right. Oh, so have a great evening. Thanks for joining. Definitely one of our shorter videos, and I will definitely post all 3 of my blocks once they are completed. And we're getting much closer to being done. There's 18 different blocks. And some of them, you make 12 or 10 of them. So thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful evening from Newbridge.